If you're watching this, you already know it's another Multiversus video, so probably won't do well. Not like any of my other videos really ever do. I know Multiversus isn't like the thing to talk about right now. We're in the middle of the biggest content drought that we've seen since the beta, and Multiversus has been blamed for Warner Bros. Losing a lot of money. Due to their own stupid choices, I might add. Lots of people are in a really negative headspace right now. They're either leaving the community or they're not too happy about the state of things. It really isn't the best time to be a Multiversus fan, and it's getting really hard to be a Multiversus fan with all the negativity being thrown around. It sucks to see. So why am I making another Multiversus video? Well, in the past, I've tried to put at least one Multiversus related video out per season, and even if the game is in what feels like an all-time low, I still don't yet want to break that tradition. Plus, I also wanted to make a video that I could put less effort in and get out quickly while I continue to make the Static Shock video in the background. And believe me, that's still coming. I'm like halfway done right now. It's probably going to be my longest video. Originally, this video that you're watching now was going to be another Multiversus slander. I wanted to make one this season since Multiversus was the entire reason I started making slander videos in the first place. I've actually made a lot of slander videos in the past couple years, ever since I started editing, but they've all been about things like very, very personal to me, like my friends and my school. And since the game was coming back, I wanted to make one for it, but it kind of got put on the back burner as junior year was ramping up. So, it's the one I already made, but it came out kind of rushed, and whenever I have to rush a slander video, I always try to follow it up with a better one. So I was going to do that, but the game isn't at a state right now where I really have that kind of motivation, like that slander video kind of motivation. In the past, I've tried to talk more positively about the game. I'm an optimist. I wanted to hold out hope for it, and I didn't see a need to address all the game's many problems since so many other people already had made a bunch of videos about it. I didn't really want to stoke the flames or contribute to any of the negativity, or the flaws. I don't want to point out the flaws, but I was aware of them. Believe you me, I was aware of them. I guess that I am kind of feeding into the negativity of the community right now, but I don't really care. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Not the problems with the game, but just how spurned I feel by it. And I want to kind of share the perspective of someone who is still kind of hanging on to the game, but like at this point I'm really starting to wonder like why. When I saw that cinematic launch trailer 2 years ago, late into my freshman year, I was sold. I was so sold, it was crazy. I was super starved for Adventure Time content at the time, and to see them both back and better than ever with Batman and Steven Universe. I don't really like Steven Universe that much now, but I did at the time. And to see all of those fan favorite recognizable characters and things come together, it was so cool. I thought it was really cool. I remember the day I found out the beta had opened. Me and my friends, we all got on, and we played, and actually getting to play the game, like, it was amazing. And from then on, I was hooked. I was in love with it. I wasn't great at first. I got better. But the game, it felt great. It was so fun to play. And then they started announcing new characters, and they added Morty. And over the span of the original open beta, I was just hooked. I was a Multiversus fiend. I didn't care that my friends had stopped playing the game, because it was still so fun to me, and there was a complete sense of competence behind it, like the devs actually knew what they were doing, which is missing now, but, it's definitely missing now, but whatever. And Multiversus, it was like my most played favorite game of the year at the time, and it started to get me into other stuff too. They announced Stripe. Well, I've never seen Gremlins, a classic film I missed out on, so I might as well watch it. Black Adam is coming out, and he has a movie coming out. I went and saw it. I mean, I wanted to be knowledgeable about all the new characters they were adding. So, for a time, things were great. And I felt so invested. I bought both battle passes for both seasons. Skipped the preseason 1 battle pass. I didn't have, I guess, any cash on me then. But constantly, I grinded for whatever free cosmetics they'd give me. That recolored fucking Halloween Jake skin, I have that. The Santa Superman skin, I have that. I have any free skin that was able to be gained. I have it. Trust me, I fucking have it. I was young with a lot of time to invest in the game, and I did. I maxed out so many characters, probably at least half the roster. Like, things were going so great until they didn't announce any new characters with season 2. And like, okay, we all heard the leaks. We knew Marvin and the Joker couldn't be that far off, and then we got Marvin, and that was that, and that was it. And believe me, I felt more betrayed than anyone when they said the game was shutting down. I was so pissed because I was enjoying it so much. The gameplay was so fast-paced and fun, and it kept my attention so well. And seeing all the original voice actors return and all my fan-favorite characters getting to play off each other, it was so cool. Each character's moveset was great and felt like it really was made with a lot of care. I didn't think the grind to unlock things was too bad, at least back in those days. I mean, I had everybody I wanted, but, then the game shut down, and that was that. I was a total Multiversus junkie, and then out of nowhere, there just wasn't any Multiverses left to play. And let me tell you, that summer felt really fucking slow for me. But school started up again, and I had all but forgotten about the game until around January. I was keeping my finger on the pulse of it like I always had. They announced it was coming back, and I had faith. And it seems so stupid to say that now, but I had faith at the time. I thought that it was going to be great. They would come back, everything would be fixed, the little problems from the beta would be gone. It'd be better than it was before. Just take the game from the beta, polish it, and add more characters, and there you go. Like, they weren't that far off in the beta to begin with. They just need to find a way to keep, the players' retention. They didn't find a way to do that, though. But they showed off some concept art for the new maps, and both of them looked great. Dexter's Lab and the Powerpuff Girls, 2 shows that I vaguely remembered from my childhood, but I was still happy at the thought that we're going to get to be here on launch, which they weren't. I started watching through both. I'm on season 5 of the Powerpuff Girls right now, and I'm chipping through season 1 of Dexter, even though he isn't in the game yet and might not even be coming. I started watching Dexter's Lab later since it wasn't on HBO Max, but I have the box set now, so it's fine. Back when the game was coming back, I was watching through all of Courage, but I finished that, and so I jumped to the Powerpuff Girls. I don't know if I would have committed so much time to watching it otherwise, and Dexter's Lab, and Ed, and Eddie, which I'm also watching, and Samurai Jack. They're all great shows. And I don't know if I would have given them the time of day, or have gotten, as deep into Cartoon Network without Multiverses. It kind of shaped me as a person, because it was such a big part of my life. And to see it fail like it is now, with no one to blame except the game itself, it sucks. Because, I was kind of obsessed with the game for a little. I'm sure lots of people were, or still are, because it was very popular when it came out. And I was so pissed when they had a banana guard. Let me fucking tell you. Oh my god, I was so fucking pissed. That was such a backwards, stupid fucking choice for them to make. But the rest of the relaunch cast were, alright. I was disappointed. I kind of expected more heavy-hitting characters, but whatever. Jason's cool, and a free battle pass went a long way to making me forget about how the game just completely shut down out of nowhere last year. And just like that, we were back. I was back. And I played a decent amount at first. I wasn't exactly pleased with the state of the game, with all the problems that were popping up that people were pointing out, but I was still committed to it. After all this time, I kind of had to be, right? I haven't spent any more money on the game since the shutdown. I feel like it'd be kind of stupid to, especially with how poorly it's been doing recently. But anyways, I played a decent amount. I watched all the videos talking about the problems. I was happy when they'd get addressed, but not all of them did. Still not all of them did. In fact, some have only gotten worse. Player First Games has only continued to double down on some of their most awful decisions that are killing the game, like the grind for new characters and all the microtransactions, and it just really sucks, because I think it's damaging the game. Well, no, it's definitely fucking damaging the game. There's always some kind of content drought at the tail end of the season, but with this season being longer than most and getting delayed, it's a worrying sign that we might either be on the verge of a renaissance, maybe, if they're preparing a lot of content, which won't happen anyway if Player First Games and Warner Brothers keep managing the game like they are now, or just like last time, this probably means we might be on the midst of another shutdown. And at this point, I don't think I'd be that sad. I wasn't really a Multiversus defender. I'd never say, well, no, I guess I used to be back in the beta, but ever since it came back, I wouldn't say I was ever really on the games. I was on its side, but I was never a defender of it. But I still love the game. I still, I enjoyed the game despite its flaws, but now, I don't know, I'm playing less and less, and the negativity around the game, is only going up. Like, I played ranked the first 2 seasons, but this one I didn't even bother. You're looking at a player who maxed out all the gritty, tedious rifts in season 1. Up until this season, I did all the events too, but now I haven't really been bothering. And as a diehard fan for the game, it's sorry to say that. I love the idea of all these characters meeting together, fighting and interacting. Like, it's so cool. I love the idea of a game like Multiversus. It's like smashing action figures together as a kid. It preys on people's nostalgia, giving attention to characters and IPs that haven't really been used or touched in recent years. It's nice to see all those characters again, but there's definitely a toxic side to all of this too, like how they try to force you to pay money just to play as them. I loved the game. I loved beta Multiversus, but Player First Games doesn't know what they're doing at all, and they definitely aren't fucking putting the players first anymore. This game really reeks of wasted potential. Like, this game's potential has always been a lot higher than it ever could reach, but this is just insane. We still don't have Scooby. Where's Wicked Witch? Where's Aquaman? Where's Ben 10? I mean, the roster isn't the greatest. It never has been. Speculating and talking about what character could get in has been a lot more fun than the actual game has been for a while, which is a bad thing. Positives for this season: we got Raven, we got Marceline. Negatives: it's all just a lot, man. And I feel really jaded towards Multiversus right now. I'm gonna make another video on Multiversus next season, if there is a next season, because despite how betrayed I feel, I still am sticking with the game. Even if my interest in it is waning, maybe a new character will bring it back. Maybe it's because of nostalgia. Maybe it's because of sunken cost fallacy. It's probably a mix of both. But it's definitely not because I believe in Player First Games or Warner Brothers that they're going to change something and make the game better. I don't really see that happening, I love all these characters so much, and I love the idea of Multiversus, but I hate the execution and the direction the game has gone in. But as long as they continue to pump out content for the game, I'll keep making videos on it. If Multiversus does get a resurgence, or I feel any kind of excitement for the game's future at all next season, who knows? Maybe I will make that slander video I wanted. And if not, well, I'll probably be right back here complaining again next season.